Welcome back. Well, now's the time. A lot of people are deciding to move. They want to get into their new home before that white stuff falls upon us. But moving, as we all know, can be very stressful, considerably less so if you take some advice from our outstanding next guest. Joining us now on our 702 Communications line, 702 Communications, keeping us connected. We've got the one and only Victoria Sophia with Happily Ever Victoria. Welcome back to the show. It's great to see you.
It's great seeing you again. You know, last year, almost 31 million people moved in the U.S., and around 3 million of them moved out of state. So that's a lot of people moving, a lot of people stressed out. I thought of a couple of tips that I could share with your viewers that might help them a little bit, with their move.
Let's hear what you got. We'd love to hear them.
Okay, so the first thing I say is to be flexible about your moving date. A lot of times you'll find out the cost of the movers is, varying on the day of the week or how close your moving day is to the end of the month or even the time of year. Because, the summer and warmer months are when people really do want to move so they're not dealing with the snow. So you just, find out from them what is the best time for moves and what the cost difference is. If you don't have to move on the 30th, try a few days sooner, earlier than that. That way you can actually save money and not be rushed to have maybe possibly a set of movers that have double booked 2 moves, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then they're rushing to do everything. You want everybody to be calm during the day.
I mean, does it give you some even negotiation power possibly if you're doing it at different times and aren't so busy?
Yes, it does. And there are often times that you'll find that you'll get discounts depending on what you're doing. So if it's, within the same town, possibly you don't have as many boxes as you had before because you're downsizing, you'll see the difference. So the other thing I say is to clear the clutter from your home. So it's so much easier for you to, and faster for you to pack what you're actually taking. There's no need to take everything you accumulated from your house in the last couple of years over to the new home. So take the time to get organized, downsize, all the things that you're taking. You'll find that a lot of things in your home you actually don't use all the time, so there's no need to bring it to the new home. And if you're taking less stuff, usually that means less time for the movers. So because some of them are flat rate and some of them are by the hour, you'll be able to save money.
So it sounds great, but and I know there are some hoarders out there. Any suggestions for them? They're like, oh, I just can't let that go.
Get your friends to help you. You'll find that a lot of friends will help you, especially if it's a move out of state or out of the town that you're in. You're not going to see them as much. They want to spend as much time with you as possible. Have a packing party, have a little garage sale type of a situation where, maybe you swap some of your clothes, give it to them. There are a lot of ways that your friends will come by in order to spend more time with you. But speaking of that, before you move, you want to do things that will make your life easier once you move. So calling your utility company in the new city or the new part of the neighborhood that you're in, give them the moving date so that you can transfer the service, set up a change of address for everything that's important. Online services are out there so you can, take care of all this stuff before your move. And it's a great way to make sure that the first night that you're in your house, you have cable TV, you have the internet for your children so that they have Wi-Fi. And, the driver's license, everything that's important, your credit cards are moved over. So that's not a hassle because believe it or not, it's not just the move. It's everything after the move on your first day back into the new house.
A packing party. That was brilliant because you and I both know you mentioned moving to friends. It was like, oh, I have a root canal that day. I'm sorry. Like, so you also.
You need new friends. I have good ones.
Also, maybe that's me then that's saying that like, oh, geez, I'm so busy. Let's talk about this essentials box that you talked about.
Yeah, so I think that, the first night of the move, when you're there, whether you have children or not, you want to make sure that you have everything within reach. So some of us are lucky enough we can take a day off from work the next day from our move. We don't have to get right back to work. Some of the kids are doing virtual learning or they have to go to their new school like a day or two later. An essentials box or suitcase is pretty much everything that you need for the first 2 nights in your home. So whether it's, some toiletries, some snacks, everything that because you don't want to have to go through every single box as soon as you move in. You want to take some time and be gentle about the whole situation, give yourself some time. So, make sure that whether it's the kids or if it's just your stuff, you have everything that you might need, like phone chargers, things of that sort. That way you're not stuck there feeling really annoyed about the fact that you moved and you can't find anything when you need it the next day.
You bring up some great points. Like it's so stressful. Any suggestions that once you get there, like that you should be doing to treat yourself and be like, okay, I made it. I need to be nice to myself right now.
I always say, give yourself some time. You moved from a home that you were in, whether it was a 2-bedroom apartment or a 5-bedroom house. You moved from a home that you accumulated a lot of stuff. It's not an overnight process. You need to find out everything in your new neighborhood. You have to make sure that you can unpack things and put them in the right rooms. So you don't want to have to deal with the fact that, I just moved in, I have to unpack everything. I always say that if you have children, that you should unpack their room first. That way they have a sense of familiarity. And that makes them feel better because they need that kind of sense where they're home, and they're able to at least be able to feel comfortable in that way. So if you're going to do a rush thing and unpack your kids' room first so that they feel more comfortable. Otherwise, take your time. We're all working, we're all doing remote learning and things like that. So we want to make sure that, you don't get overstressed and feel overwhelmed about things, that you can actually just take the time to go through.
Great stuff, Victoria. If people want to reach out to you or get more information, how do they go about doing that?
They can go to my site. It's happilyevervictoria.com, or you can go find me on social and I'll chat with you on there.
Nice. Victoria, Sophia, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Great seeing you.
You too. Have a great day. All right, stick around. We got a lot more coming up right after this.